Hey everyone, welcome back to Positive Game Haven, our little corner of the internet. I'm Crimson Palash,
And I'm Celestial Moogle.
and this is going to be the first of, hopefully not the last either, of a new series that we're going to be doing on Positive Game Haven called Yes, Jasper. We have someone who's wanting to be heard.
Jasper wanted to introduce himself too.
Yes, he did. We are calling this the Crimson Blitz, and it is just going to be long recordings getting through a game and then blitzing them all within the span of a month or so. That's kind of the plan right now. So, since this is going to be for October, I know my months, I swear. We are going to be playing through Castlevania Symphony of the Night, one of my all-time favorite Castlevania games.
I think this is one of the first games you ever showed me back when we were dating.
Actually, I think the first game I showed you was Star Wars Battlefront.
That was the first one we played together, yes.
Mm-hmm. Star Wars Battlefront was the one that...
back when I was not very good at first-person shooters.
Yeah. But it was the one that we
You showed this one off to me pretty quickly, though.
I love this game.
Yep.
And so we start out here playing as Richter. And...
Die, monster. You don't belong in this
Gotta
world.
love the voice acting.
It's not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by you.
This is a direct port of the original PlayStation one.
Tribute.
With the same
You steal
bad voice
men's
acting, but I
souls
love it.
and make them your slaves.
Better than some games. It's better than the first Resident Evil.
Your words
Lord.
are as empty as your soul.
You've heard
Mankind
Resident Evil,
ill-breeds
haven't
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Oh,
such
yeah.
as
You played it.
What is
No,
a man?
the original PlayStation one. That had the really bad voice acting.
Oh, okay.
The remakes are much better.
I have heard them, though. I've heard them all. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard it.
Now, if I can... Nope, I messed that up already. I was trying to do a speedrun strat that I don't entirely understand. The one where you can just, like, get a whole ton of hits.
Probably pixel perfect.
Probably. So if you
And
actually...
frame perfect.
Yeah, if you actually beat this guy... No, you're supposed to do your backflip, Richter. If you beat Dracula without getting a hit, then Alucard starts out with better stats. Oh, that it says 39. I'm like, what does my number for the heart say? It looks like J9.
It does look like J9.
Again, I love this game. Quirky as it is, I love it. We're gonna do this again? Nope, okay. There are ways to avoid that attack. I have actually beat this guy without getting hit in the beginning, so it is possible.
Just
Stop
difficult.
trying to teleport right by me. Personal space,
Are
buddy.
you supposed to take this guy out in the very beginning?
If you lose... Actually, I might just
Like-
even show what that's like, since I've already been hit. Okay, so...
Because usually it's like, you know, you're up against the final boss at the beginning and you die and then you have to redeem yourself and
Actually, this is what... it will introduce another character. So if I get hit here... So that's Maria.
Maria!
Yeah, Maria as a child. And then she does her little summoning thing and you become invincible.
Super Saiyan! Sorry.
That's probably not wrong. And now he's going to transform. And we're going to do this. Just to take him down nice and quick, like. There we go.
No, it cannot be.
I wasn't using any of my specials because that was another requirement if you want to get Alucard with better stats to begin with. But as soon as you get hit or you use an item, actually I used an item to try and do the speedrun strat that I don't understand.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was Richter Belmont, the legendary vampire hunter, who succeeded in finally ending the menace of Count Dracula, Lord of the Vampires, who had been brought back from the grave by the Dark Priest Shaft. However, one night 4 years later, under the glare of a full moon, Richter mysteriously vanished. With no idea of where to begin her search, Maria Renard set out to look for him. It was then that fate intervened. Castlevania, the Castle of Dracula, which is rumored to appear once every century, suddenly materialized from out of the mist as if to show her the way. Meanwhile, powerful forces were struggling with the soul of a man named Alucard, the very same Alucard who had teamed up with Trevor Belmont to battle his immortal father, Count Vlad Tepes Dracula. Alucard, in order to purge the world of his own cursed bloodlines, has submerged his vampiric powers and entered into what is supposed to be an eternal slumber, but now he is awake and aware of the evil once again at work in his homeland. The time has once again come for the forces of good and evil to engage in their ancient battle. Dracula's castle beckons for you, and no man can say who shall emerge victorious.
You did a very nice job reading that, babe.
Thank you. I was kind of panicking there at the end. All it would take was one mistake, and I wouldn't have been able to finish. So Celeste and I actually have this thing where before we go to bed, we either play a video game or we read a book together. And if we're playing like a role-playing game or something like that,
back and forth.
yeah, we tend to switch back and forth. But I tend to do a lot of the reading, and it has gotten to the point where some of the characters, I will just get into character with these people. And of course, it's late at night. Jasper is at this point typically lying down at our feet. He actually gets a little concerned sometimes when I really
Daddy, you sound so angry.
yeah, when someone is cursing up the wind, trying to
Loud
rile
and
up.
boisterous.
Yeah, I tend to get loud and
He
boisterous.
comes up and jumps on his chest, and he's like, "Why did you calm
Yeah.
down? It's okay.
Yeah.
Why are you being like this?" It's really cute, actually.
It is. So the plan for this, even though I'm deviating a little bit here, is I don't plan on doing any leveling up, any grinding or anything. I'm just going to go through. I plan on taking out every single boss, and the plan also is to get the best ending, which requires me getting a map percentage of at least 196.1%. Yes, Jasper. Thank you for
that's the
contributing.
microphone. Yes, it is. Yep.
Yeah, so if you guys hear any weird noises,
A
it's,
lot of weird noises.
yeah.
Look at that waveform.
Here, how about you go down? Thank you.
What is your business?
We don't need you contributing static here.
It's okay, bud.
Immortals.
He gets a little concerned when we do this. Like, I don't get it.
Your attack.
Well, it also doesn't help that we can't seem to do this when he's sleeping.
I know, he's been asleep like a log all day. Like, he actually
This
finally ate
is
all of his
the
breakfast.
biggest troll ever in a game. You start off with some of the best gear to begin with, and then it's all taken away because of death.
Welcome to every Metroid game ever. Maybe that's another reason why they're called Metroidvania games.
Maybe.
Except for what?
Except for, like, not Samus doesn't always start with everything. In some of the later ones, she does. So,
Sure, I guess she doesn't in like Super Metroid. But
yeah, or the very first Metroid.
now he's just staring at me.
Mm-hmm. We're
He's like,
getting the look.
He's like, you guys are doing that thing again.
Yep.
Silly kitty.
I'm actually not going to equip that sword that I picked up, only because I've heard it said that you actually are stronger with your fist only to begin with than when you're using a sword. Ow. I can play this game. I've actually tried to play this as an unarmed challenge. That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button, too. That's the right button. There we go.
Uh-huh.
I can play this game, I
I've played
swear.
this game so many times. I have completed it and everything. This is the guy who farms for the Chris Graham like almost every playthrough.
Yes. I even if I get the Chris Grimm, which if you guys don't know anything about it, it is one of the most awesome games. Meh. Sorry, I was mowing the lawn earlier, got myself tired, and now my brain's just kind of checking out. But the Chris Grimm is the best sword in this game in terms of sheer attack output. Because it gets so many attacks in at once. I will not be using that even if I get it in this game or in this playthrough, because it's not very entertaining to watch someone. Let's see. There we go. Are you gonna? Nope, you're not gonna find it. So
I do not remember that move.
yeah, one of the things about this too is if you remember the button combination you need for magic spells, you don't have to buy the scrolls to learn. But anyways, this game is not very entertaining for someone to watch when he's just walking around corridors, hitting the attack button over and over and just decimating everyone within seconds. So I will not, even if I get it, which there's actually not a good chance of picking up the Chris Graham. Even
I've
if
seen you farm for that thing for hours before.
Yes, there have been times where it's like, you know, I'm just not even gonna bother with it. Oh wait, there it is. I meant to do that.
I like his little floaty shadow.
His little, yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what that is. Other than like
it's
some.
cool looking.
Other
That's
than
what it
like
is.
some. I guess I'm gonna use the sword now. No, I'm gonna remove it. Empty hand.
It's really weird to watch you punch things.
I know.
It's just not what you usually do in this game.
It isn't.
Castlevania Punch Out Edition.
Yeah. I have tried to do an unarmed only playthrough, and needless to say, I haven't really succeeded in that yet. Oh, nice! Better defense already! Ah. I love this game because it is... Right, I gotta hit this first. Apparently I can't play this game and talk at the same time.
That can be a problem.
That can be a problem. I love this game because it is the first, to my knowledge, the first Castlevania game that included RPG aspects. So you actually level up, you can customize all your gear, and you can learn magic instead of just having your items. And for some reason, I was hitting those candles there, and I was expecting to swing my sword, and so seeing myself jump kick looked really weird. Again, I don't usually play unarmed so much at the very beginning. There is one weapon that I will probably end up getting and equip, but that won't be... Ow. Hey. Get him! Seek him! There we go.
Weird.
What? Yeah, I'm not done with you yet. There. Now I am.
I think I quit yawning. Not even that late yet, but...
It's been a long week. Bit of a long week. I should probably go down here and save. I think this is a save. Yep. Coming up to the first boss already. I remember seeing this and suddenly it's a coffin and everything, and that was your save. I'm like, that is so cool. You turkey.
I'm back.
Yeah. Did you miss me?
Don't get me this time.
Something like that. Alright, I got my axe. I've been hit once. I think I can do this. Hi guys. Oh, maybe I do need to switch over to a weapon.
Ouch. Pretty long range there.
Hi. There we go. Here you drop.
There's a reason you're doing this unarmed?
because supposedly you have a much better damage output because I'm getting so many more hits in per attack. See, I just had to get him staggering like this. Actually, I think that's faster than how I normally... Yeah, there we go.
Alright, I'll give you that. That's pretty good.
That animation is so fast compared to how it was originally.
Yeah.
It used to be like... Another short sword. Yeah, not for those of you... I probably should have prefaced this, but this isn't a game for those of you who don't really care for...
Blood.
Yeah, enemies that spurt out blood like the blood zombies do. Actually, I'm coming up to the weapon that I'll probably equip.
This is mostly cartoon blood.
Yeah, most of the time. Now I'm bobbing my head. I don't know why. This is the slowest elevator in the game, and the only other elevator you come across is the most deadly and fastest elevator in the game. Which you will be seeing as well.
Sounds like a problem.
It does. The first time I saw him use that other elevator, it's like, oh my gosh. You would be dead. Just moving from one floor to the next, you'd be dead. There we go. And that is going to be the weapon that I will use.
Small amount of overkill there.
Something like that.
Using a cannon to destroy a pillar? Doorway?
There's a wall.
Okay.
If there's a pillar, I could just walk around.
So why was the cannon there to begin with? That's my question.
They were probably using it for test purposes with some of their alchemy, since this is the alchemy lab. If I had to guess.
Okay.
Be all dramatic as I ascend in the elevator. Sometimes he'll bring his...
I'm cold.
Yeah, I'm dead, I'm cold.
Yeah.
Sometimes he will bring his cloak up like that, but sometimes he will just kind of stand there with his shoulders just... I swear I can talk, and I can try. I'm trying to describe this, but he just kind of like that. He'll just stand like with his shoulders out, just being like, ugh,
Beefy.
all imposing, and then he acts like he's cold.
Well, he's a lot like, you know, these kinds of protagonists. He has to have the strong side, and then he has to have kind of emotional side.
I guess.
You know.
I don't want that. You guys will see that I'm very selective about the special weapons that I use. In fact, I typically only use the knives. Oh, you turkey. I am poisoned. There we go. And I don't have an antidote. But I typically only use the knives, with the rare exception of every now and again I will use the axe. But... Oh. Okay, I'm actually not taking those guys out as fast as when I was unarmed. I think it's because they're armored, so they're actually deflecting a lot of the cutting or slicing damage.
As opposed to your fist?
Hey, you know, if there's one thing I've learned in a lot of games, it's if you're heavily armored, blunt does a great job. Fine, I'll leave you alone. Jeez.
So, do you think Alucard has an angsty side?
An angsty side?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. He may have an angsty side. I really don't know.
I don't know, I was just thinking about, you know, he has his powerful side, and then he's got his brooding side, and then he'd have, you know, like a moment of, what am I fighting for? I don't know. Just...
You've been watching way too many videos on Mega Man X4.
Yeah?
You're like,
So?
well, duh. Wait, okay, yeah. I want that. But in terms of sub-weapons, eventually, as soon as I have enough hearts, I will pretty much stick with the cross only.
Yep.
But the fist one that has the salt, I think you're throwing salt around. I've never understood that one.
Effective?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about salt. I don't know anything about, like, salt and vampires. You know, garlic.
Maybe you are. Well, okay. We have to think outside of the realm of vampires on this one.
True.
Because, yes, garlic is supposed to work against vampires, but we're fighting all sorts of evil in this. It's not just vampires. In fact, technically, there's only 2 vampires that you fight.
Does salt work on, like, zombies or something?
I know that salt is associated with purification, and in a lot of I think Eastern cultures, and even like African cultures, I believe, don't quote me on this, but they actually have a belief that salt is like a perfect median for magic, for spell casting and the like. It's used in like voodoo and hoodoo and
What?
it's like
What?
yeah.
I've never heard of that.
I could be totally wrong on this because this is coming from a movie that I saw many years ago. But apparently voodoo is a...
I mean, I know about voodoo.
Yeah, but it's like voodoo is just this thought of being able to manipulate people, communicate with the undead, things of that nature. But it's like hoodoo, on the other hand, is actually a religion based off of that.
Weird.
But it's like in magic circles, and even in like the Japanese culture, if you want to... Actually, they make a good reference to this in the Neo game, because you get salt, which purifies. The salt purifies the dark realm magic influence, whatever you want to call it, that the yokai leave, and it's like 100% ultimately eradicates it with little effort. But it's like if you wanted to keep demons or evil spirits out of your house, then you would use not just like the warding paper that they would have that had like some kind of an incantation or a magical word or something on it. You would actually put a line of salt on like an entryway or something like that, and it was to keep the enemies at bay. They couldn't cross it.
Oh yeah, okay, I guess I know what you're talking about.
So, again, I don't fully understand this, so don't quote me on it. I have not actually studied the religious practices of these other cultures. I'm just glistening off of Hollywood, which we know is very...
They're right all the time.
Right all the time. They check their facts every time, and...
They get it correct, and then they're
Yeah.
very thorough about it, yes.
Or, like, things that I've seen in comics and anime and the like, which, if it's actually being done by the culture, they tend to be pretty spot on.
Yeah.
They tend to be pretty spot on with the beliefs. And I'm like, how come I can't see the names of these enemies yet? And that's because hey, that is not nice. Take that. Because I'm missing an item from the long library. I got a headache there, Alucard.
A little bit.
I'm sorry.
Multiple concussions here.
Oh, he's undead. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
I guess he's half undead because he's only half vampire. Does that work?
Sure. That sounds plausible.
I don't know. All I know is he's magical. He is magical in his own ways.
Well, he has a cool shadow.
Yes, he does.
That's good enough.
You and I have two very different aspects of what cool and magical are. But that's okay. Everyone has their own differences. Yes, everyone has their own differences. Because I can words right now. But everyone has their own preferences. And I hate these guys, so take that.
These little friends.
These guys are such a pain to hit. There's one in the next room. I'll probably show it to you.
What are they calling them? They're fleamen?
Fleamen,
That's
yes.
right.
Wait a moment.
I actually
You seem
remember.
human, and yet, what do you
And here's
here?
Maria.
I've come to destroy this castle.
Then we have
I
the
thought I
same
used a lot of
purpose.
ellipses.
I'll
You
trust
see
you
him
for
talking
now.
to her.
I'm Maria. Who are you?
Alucard.
Not the talkative type, I can see. Well,
I don't know,
perhaps we'll
there's
meet
something
again, if you live that long.
regal or gentlemanly about him. With just kind of the way he does that. Okay, so these guys, this flea man. Yeah.
I don't like grandfather.
Celeste does not like grandfather clock, so she hates it whenever I walk through here.
And I don't know why it could have been a TV show, and stories. Who knows?
All we know is it's something psychological.
There's something wrong with me. I don't like grandfather clocks. I'm not phobic of them, obviously. I'd be way more freaked out by that. But I just, I don't like them.
She used to be absolutely afraid of Mother Brain.
I did. I got over that fear though, pretty much.
Yeah, thanks to speedruns.
Yeah, speedruns are fun. That one I do know the origin of.
Yeah, thank you.
My brother really wanted to show me off when I was like, 4.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that.
Actually, no, I had to have been older because that game came out in what, 94?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to release dates.
I would have been 7 in 94, so a little older, but still. Yeah, Mother Brain freaked me out, and I had nightmares for a while, and that was gross.
What? You've seen me kill those things.
I know. Wow, I never realized how many layers there are in this room.
Oh yeah. Do you see
gosh.
the eyeball in the background?
Oh, I forgot about him. Forgot about the eyeball.
It's funny that they put that in there because that's the only time you see it. You
Yeah.
never actually encounter whatever is looking at you through there.
Funny little Easter egg or something.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm watching you.
No. Those guys can petrify you. They're not fun. Not fun at all. You can they shoot out little skulls at you. But you can block it with your shield.
But
I
anyway,
don't want that. I want that.
I was a little young to see that Mother Brain fight.
She was.
It was kind of scary, so.
Alright. Time for an endurance
I'm all
fight.
better now. And suddenly it's pouring down rain.
Yep.
It was nice and clear a minute ago with eyeballs.
Okay, I'm actually gonna try switch into being unarmed here.
Clear skies with eyeballs.
Ow.
And now it's pouring rain.
These guys hurt, by the way.
I do
Ow!
that.
Hey! 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 No, stop doing your fire thing. Stop doing your fire thing.
It's effective. He's gonna do it.
Okay, I am stronger. I actually am stronger going unarmed. That is bizarre.
Dinner.
Pot roast. And you wait. Seems like you wait forever. Trust me on this.
So confused.
Trust me on this. I never knew about that for the longest time. Okay, now, here we go. Instead of being unarmed, I'm going to kick some booty with my jeweled knuckles. And we're going to...
Those things are Medusa heads, huh? I
Yeah.
remember you hating them as well.
Oh, really? I thought those guys bled. I guess not.
You want them to?
Yeah, because when I use Dark Metamorphosis, which is the spell that I use there, it allows for me to restore health from enemies that bleed.
Oh.
And I thought these guys did. Alright. We are almost...
Go back to that zombie night if you want.
No, he's done. But that guy doesn't bleed either.
No, I was thinking the little guys that go...
Oh, no, I'm not going to go back to them. That's just not worth it.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I am coming up on a save point here.
It was a joke.
I punch you! Ah! Actually, we are coming up to another boss here. So I think we have time to take out one more boss. One of my favorite bosses.
Uh-oh.
Actually, not really.
I don't really remember any of the bosses, sorry.
Then it'll be entertaining for you along the way, too.
Except for the, quote, last boss, but not really. Ooh, freaky.
Hey, cousin.
Oh.
This guy's actually not that difficult.
Dealing with your inner demons.
All you have to do
Quite
is...
quickly.
Yeah. All you have to do is jump. Jump at him. He will jump at you. And that, in turn, allows for you to do a diagonal attack on him. He's actually surprisingly easy to take down, if you couldn't tell from that.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we're going to call it here. 2 bosses down in the first video. That's awesome.
Woo!
And when we come back, we will go through the long library, and I will introduce you to the most dangerous elevator in existence. So until then, hope you guys enjoyed this, and live strong for today. God bless.
Bye-bye.